Thank you very much for the opportunity, Madam Speaker. For me, the most important part of this budget, and I've said it before and I will say it again, we have to revisit our electricity tariff structure. The block structure as it works now doesn't work. And also to say that there's a reduction in tariffs of 7% and 8% here along the line, it's actually a misperception. We are being given a false picture here. And I will highlight it because at the end of the day, we say the domestic standard goes down by 7.5%. But that's not the truth. The fact of the matter is that it only goes down if you don't actually use any electricity. Once you use electricity in Block 3 and Block 4, then your increase is over 9% and over 7% for those two blocks. Now we're looking at domestic large. The overall picture tells us there's a 10% reduction in the tariff. But if you look at Block 4, there's a 20% increase in the rate. Block 3 is an 11% increase in the rate. So to say that there's a reduction there, it's definitely not a lie, but it is a misconception that we are being fed here in the hope that we'll take this misconception to our constituents. But unfortunately, our constituents are not idiots. They are very clever people, and they're the ones paying the bills. And if they're paying 100 Rand this month, and you tell them there's going to be a 10% reduction, then they will expect to pay 90 Rand next month. They don't expect to pay 110 Rand. Then they're going to call us liars, because this is not the truth what we're saying here. The second reason I say we have to revisit this is if we're looking at this, the highest increase, 40%, is on Block 4 for the domestic large. That's the wealthy people. We're punishing the wealthy to help the poor. Not maybe a bad thing, but not sustainable. But the most important matter of concern is that we are taking our industrial and commercial electricity tariffs are increasing by over 10%. Through the bank they are at plus 11%. Now, the commercial and industrial users are the ones responsible for creating jobs. I know that a lot of political parties, I will not mention names, I know a lot of political parties think it's their job to create jobs. But if they could, we wouldn't have had a 50% plus unemployment rate. So at the end of the day, the private sector is still the largest employer in South Africa. And it will always remain so. And if Mogale City introduces the 11+% electricity tariff on our commercial and industrial users, we will not be doing anything to create the promotion of jobs. In fact, we will be promoting companies, businesses to move out of our town and to find other places where they can invest, and jobs will be created elsewhere, not in our town. The electricity tariff structure, the way it works now in Mogale City, is nothing other than a tax on state capture. We're hiding behind the fact that Eskom has increased their rates and therefore we have to. But the reason Eskom is increasing their rates is because they are bankrupt because of state capture. Now the residents of Mogale must pay for that. And at the same time, we're doing our tariff structure in such a way that we're not creating jobs and we're driving companies away. What the electricity tariff structure at the moment is doing, it's making the gap between the poor and the wealthy even bigger. Thank you.